Hey folks, LA here with TA Today, and I want to revisit the uranium again, primarily looking at the weekly. The reason for it is, we continue to see progress here, and even though it's slow progress and it's frustrating progress, so to speak, we're seeing progress, and that's what you need when you're going to see a turn. So, speaking of a turn, if you look back here, we had this big decline throughout 2024. Basically, right? All the way to the bottom here in September. Then you get the big spike up, drift back down, and now it's trying to go back up again. Let's look at it a little bit more closely here. You got a swing point high here, you got a higher swing point high there. Swing point low here. Assuming it stays higher, you're going to have a higher swing point low. That's telling you got a directional change taking place, and you've already had a signal from the TA Today charts, right, that in fact has happened. You can see it here. It's sideways, starting to get extended. It's going to want to turn trend either up or down. To get up, it's got to break a swing point high. That means it has to go up and take out this high. Hasn't done that yet. Got up there and tested it and failed. Matter of fact, when it tested it, the volume here compared to the volume there, right there, was just about even. If you draw the line across, just slightly less. That's kind of a test failure. You get a pullback off of that. All that's normal. That's what's supposed to happen. So, I don't see any clues here telling me that this thing's going to just go lower. Matter of fact, the fact that it pulled back, found support, drove it back up, and now trying to do it again tells me that we've got probably a turn in the making here, and that's what you want to see. And so I'm still a little cautious, but at the same time still holding a large position, still thinking this thing's going to go higher. If we look at some of the stocks inside, if you just go to the broad ETF here and pull it up, what we're going to see here is the same frustration, right? You come down, you kind of got a cup and handle kind of thing going on if you're using classical. If you're using the Neoclassical, right, you've already got a bullish trend going on, right, on this time frame. That was here. Comes back, does a retest, and fails, right, which says you're more or less going to go sideways at best for a while, and that's kind of what it's doing. So all of that seems to make sense. If I go to the weekly and look at it, what I have here is huge drop, right? Test of the lows, volume here compared to the volume there, no comparison. That's your low. Get a big drive off of that, pull back. Now you're coming up, you're trying to do the cup and handle kind of thing here. And you're also doing a big cup and handle kind of thing there. Key's going to be as a breakout up there. When's that going to happen? Have no idea. Is it going to happen? Looks like it's probably going to happen, but it's just going to take time. It's in a bearish trend still. Needs to turn sideways. The way it turns sideways is to break a swing point high. When it breaks it, it's probably going to break both of them, turn bullish at that point. Then it will just be a target for the highs again. You go over and take a long time view of this thing, right? You got a huge cup and handle kind of thing going on over here as well. This thing actually broke out back here, right? Comes back, does a full retest regen. That's the retest regen, and it hasn't regenerated yet. It's got to get back over the swing point high to regenerate. But so far, this looks bullish, and it still remains bullish over here. So, folks, when you look at this stuff, it doesn't look bad. It's just that, you've had a year of, 10 months now of kind of slow pain drain, and it's gotten folks very dissuaded and very discolored about, what's going to happen here. But in general, it doesn't look bad. If you look at things that have more, liquidity to them, like Cameco, this thing's up there hitting all-time highs. There's nothing wrong with a chart like this, right? This is driving this index higher. If you look at any of these, none of them look horrible, but let me go to another one. Here's UEC. And I just have the more liquid ones up. You could go to the smaller ones if you want, but here you are banging against the highs. So when you look at uranium and you look at the physical as well as the stocks, they look good. Just had contract negotiations signed this past week with a cap of 150 5 years out. There's just a lot of positive stuff taking place, and at some point this thing's going to reward the patient ones. Typically I'm trying to time things. I'd have to say that I didn't time this that well. I certainly timed it well. If I go back here and pull up the UUNT again, I timed it very well when I was initially coming into this thing and going after it. And go back here on the monthly, going after it. I was buying in this here and in this breakout as well. So this particular breakout here is where I bought, added, got a huge run up, and just waiting, right? So yeah, painful to wait, but at the same time, when this thing finally takes off, just look at your potential. If you go to the long term, potential is 48. We're just sitting at 26. We're talking about a double. So be patient. Have a great one. If you like what you see, give me a holler, give me a like, hit the subscribe button. Take care. Next time.